The race for mayor is entering its final weeks, and as a reminder, we've got less than a month until Election Day on November 4th, with early voting beginning next Saturday, October 25th. With so little time to go until New Yorkers head to the ballot box, organizations are stepping up endorsements and their Get Out the Vote efforts. That includes the Asian Wave Alliance, which is focused on quality of life and advocacy work for the Asian community. The Asian Wave Alliance endorsed Andrew Cuomo in the race for mayor earlier this month, praising the former governor for his stance on public safety and education. Joining me now is Yiatin Chu, the president of the Asian Wave Alliance and the co-founder of Parent Leaders for Accelerated Curriculum and Education, PLACE NYC for short. Welcome to the program. Good to see you.
Pleasure to be here, Errol.
Your first time on the program, by the way.
Yes.
I'm glad to have you here.
Yes, I love being here.
What does the Alliance consider the leading issues in the race for mayor?
Asian Wave Alliance focuses on public safety, on education, on quality of life. We grew out of the 2020 years of anti-Asian hate as we moved into COVID. So those are the things that we care about. Many of us are public school parents. We own homes. We have roots in New York. And the direction of the city is really important to us.
Your organization urged Cuomo to run in the primary.
That's right.
So even back then, before he became a candidate, you had pretty much settled on him. So I guess your subsequent endorsement in the general is not that much of a surprise. But
right.
Well, what is it about him that you like?
Well, I think first you have to look at who's running. I think, in the primary, we saw that Zohran Mamdani was a candidate that was attracting a lot of momentum. And he is certainly clearly to the left of where our organization is in terms of, focusing on, I want to say, more centrist issues that matter to us. And we thought it was important for our community and New Yorkers in general to have an option that was different than, I want to say, the more progressive-leaning candidates that we saw on the ballot.
Whatever else he stands for, Mamdani certainly stands for the proposition that affordability is a big issue in the city. Do you agree?
Yes, affordability is. I mean, since COVID, we see prices going up, having gone up, and hasn't gone down. Including dining at restaurants and certainly rent. Everything else. Mm-hmm. So I don't think anyone's going to argue that affordability is an issue across the board for people who live in the city.
Right. And so what is it then about Cuomo that you think sets him apart from both Zohran Mamdani and Curtis Lewa?
I think there's definitely the experience. I think it's easy to talk about what you want to do without having served, without having governed, and the realities of what it takes to run a city this complex. I mean, we are the largest city in the country. We are the largest school system. We have a police force that has gone through a lot of different, ways in which it's been viewed and managed. And at the core of having a good life in New York is feeling like you can walk around the city feeling safe, like going about your life. Mm-hmm. And I think we were there before 2019. The pandemic brought a lot of things to light, especially for the Asian community, in terms of policies going into that with Bill de Blasio's attack on the specialized high schools to, COVID and a lot of the blame putting on the Asian community in New York City and the economic despair, I want to say, that followed in areas like Chinatown.
When your organization formed, you said in the wake of the 2020, when the pandemic came.
It was after Eric Adams was elected. This is our first mayoral endorsement.
Got it. Did you consider supporting Mayor Adams for re-election while he was in the race?
We did, and Place NYC did actually endorse Adams. We did take a position, but Asian Wave was not formed until February of 2020, so it was after the election happened.
Got it. Yeah. Was there something about the mayor's performance that
there are a lot of Chinese that have deep affection for Eric Adams, and he's someone that has connected with the community, especially the one in Brooklyn, having served as Brooklyn borough president. And I've met him several times in more of an education setting, and he's He's been okay. He's been okay. And there were definitely members of our leadership at Asian Wave that wanted us to consider him.
I recently had a long talk with Curtis Lewa, and one of the things he talked about was trying to define and expand what he was calling an urban Republican agenda and constituency. I know you ran for state senate on the Republican line just a couple of years ago.
Right.
What is there something to that? Is that a project that you think is feasible, is viable going forward?
Well, I think a lot of us are not necessarily polarized to the partisan, ship in New York City. And for most of us, it's been around the issues. And I think it's looking at which party is kind of on the issues that we care about. I don't know really what he means by this urban Republican. I guess maybe different than the rest of the country, possibly, and that's absolutely true. I think the Republicans here are different than the ones in the rest of the country. I mean, we face different issues.
Right,
and
right.
I want to say we're probably more centrist than ones
Yeah,
out
I think he meant
in the sun.
Non-Trump Republicans who are
definitely. I mean, there are definitely Trump Republicans that are Chinese. We've seen those rallies, and there are many that have shifted, I think, to more of the Republican platform because of the Democratic Party moving left, especially related to public safety issues.
Your organization, I know, opposed the creation of borough-based jails,
Yes.
at least in Chinatown and I guess in Kew Gardens
as well.
in
Yes,
Queens.
absolutely.
Yeah. Is that just because those are neighborhoods that are going to be affected, or do you think in general there's an argument for keeping Rikers Island open?
Well, I think it was predominantly because the borough-based jails are to be cited in those areas where, we do. I mean, Chinatown clearly has a big Asian community. Whether or not we live there, a lot of times people visit there. It's really seen as a symbol of the Chinese community. Kew Gardens as well, very diverse community that live close by. Similar to the shelters. I mean, we just do not feel like these buildings belong near schools and residential areas.
So you're not saying there should be no borough-based jails. You just want them to be somewhere else?
Well, I mean, they're cited where they are. I think most of the people in the community want Rikers or a jail to remain on Rikers Island, away from, where people live and do business.
What will you be doing to help your candidates get elected?
Well, we've done events, and we're definitely very busy in our social media platforms talking about and making sure people understand what each candidate brings to the mayoralship. I think it's really consequential what happens, the things that we care about, like public safety, like quality of life, like education. Those are all within the mayor's, bucket of things that he's responsible for.
In our last minute, I saw that an estimated 44% of AAPI voters, Asian American Pacific Islander voters, supported Mamdani in the Democratic primary. Are you in dialogue with those people? Do you think they made a mistake?
No. Look, people vote for who they want to. I think Asian Wave Alliance is really, we want to educate our voters to understand what the issues are. I definitely see that younger voters do like Mamdani. I think parents and people that are a little bit older really are very concerned about having someone with what we consider to be another de Blasio 2.0 coming in. And we're done. Like, we do not want a de Blasio 2.0.
Okay. We will leave it there for now. We'll see you out on the campaign trail. Thanks so much for coming by. Great talking with you.
Thank you.